Welcome to the first ever episode on our YouTube channel, BollocksNBodgery. This time we've got this little beauty for you. 1954 86-inch Series 1 Land Rover, requiring a little bit of TLC. She's mostly complete, as you can see. And it's got the desirable cat flap roof and tailgate. There's a few issues, mainly this one down here, which is atypical for a Land Rover, and also this, which again is another common symptom of owning a Land Rover: learning to weld. First job, to get the roof off so it'll fit under the ramp with a car in the air. It's a 2-litre petrol, which, after a little bit of tinkering today with the fuel pump, runs actually quite nice. You can see typical Land Rover issue: bad earth on the fuel pump, so a little bit of wiring, and there we are. Yep, obviously she's got a bit of filler in her. Yeah, say first job, get the roof off. See you very soon. Well, that's better. Roof's off. Next job will be taking the wings off, and then the body tub, because we don't like pushing vehicles around here, so we want to keep it as all together and drivable as possible for as long as possible. As you can see, it's got a little bit of tin worm. Quite a lot of tin worm. In fact, luckily a new chassis, well, a better chassis, is in the shed just over there, so yeah, like I say, next job, wings off, body tub, and we'll get back to you. quick, well, take you for a quick look at the bulkhead. Get me light on. As you can see, she's a little bit unloved. It's suffered a bit in the 66 years that it's been on the planet since production. This side's actually the better side. See, it's going to need door pillars, footwells, all sorts of panels. Dashboard's going to need some serious plating. Luckily, a lot of the parts are readily available, and you can buy a lot of panels for the Series 1 bulkhead's name. But there's still a fair bit of work involved in obviously getting the cleaning up, installing the panels, welding them in, etc. You can probably see these little chalk crosses that we've put, and what those are for. There's that list there. You can't see it very well because it's in white on MDF, but that's basically a price list and what panels are available. I think some are actually missing. They do more panels than that, but that's just sort of a rough quick 5 minutes just going around marking and looking on websites for what panels are available. Just take you around and have a look at the other side. I have shown you this before, but as you can see, this is the worst side. And you've got all the top rail, dash panel. You can see it's quite it's suffered quite badly, but it's quite typical for a Land Rover of this age. Everything that's basically steel on them rots, and the aluminium bits survive. That's why so many of them have survived into preservation. But yeah, we spent the day last week just ripping all the wiring out. Well, obviously cutting it off. It is going to have a full new wiring loom made up and installed, because it's had years of extras and bodges tagged onto it, obviously different switches, etc. You can see we had to separate the loom in half basically to get it back through the bulkhead, because there was just that much stuff held on by Scotch locks and the like that, well, it was just a rat's nest basically. But yeah, today concentrate on that bulkhead. There's only 4 bolts left really, the 2 bolts in the outrigger and that steering clamp up on the dash. I've removed the pedals, everything's disconnected, wiring's pulled through, so we are a little bit dubious about lifting the bulkhead in case it just folds in half, but I don't know, maybe we'll just cut the chassis, take the engine and box out and cut a section of chassis so it retains its strength. We don't know yet, we'll see. Well, we've had a chat. You can see the Land Rover's been relegated to outdoors because the ramp's in use. and we're just going to take the bulkhead off and hope for the best, because the chassis is scrap, and to be fair, we'll probably be able to, if we're nice and careful, the bulkhead shouldn't fold up. There's a fair bit of metal left in the top half that sort of should hold it all together, so yeah, we'll see. I predict bloody knuckles, sheared off bolts, and just a whole forte of misery. But there you go. But we've got to rush on, because if we don't get this done, we might lose the shop. And another one bites the dust. Yeah. Need two of the newer those then. Yeah. I think it's going to have new all round. Because that's pretty rough. Of course, what that tells me is the bolt is actually seized in the outrigger, so well, might be hammer and punch time, or failing that, a blowtorch. Right, let's try this. That side was the better side. It's this, there's nothing left of the head of the bolt. So I think it's probably going to be an angle grinder job on this side as well. I will just try cracking the nuts off on the other end, but I've got a funny feeling they're probably going to shear off just like that on that side did. But we'll see. As a wise YouTube star once said, great. Yeah. Oh well. Pop, swag and all that. We did say it was going to happen, but I've had to enlist the help of a very old friend. I'd like to introduce you to Beryl. Beryl's got me out of some pretty good jams, and hopefully she'll succeed in helping me once again. Apologies yesterday for the battery failure in my phone, and me being the numpty, forgot to bring a charger with me, but as you can see, the bulkhead was removed yesterday with the aid of an angle grinder. We also took the fuel tank off. Next job, get the engine and box out. Obviously, take the front panel off, and then we're on to the fun bits of getting the axles off. So, see how we got on. But I'll just show you this as well before we get too carried away. When we lifted the bulkhead off yesterday, we found this. That's the strengthener plate that holds the steering box on, and now it is extremely difficult to steer because the weakest point is this. So when you try and turn the steering wheel, it just makes the shaft go up and down. So that's fun. Well, after yesterday afternoon, this thing fought me in every way you could imagine. Rounded off bolts, seized. Prop shaft bolts were a nightmare. But yeah, I think we're actually ready to lift the engine and box out now, so.
Honk. Honk.
Well, there we are. Engine and box out. I think she might have a bit of an oil leak problem, but after all, it is a Land Rover. Axles now. This could prove quite fun. Well, that brings us to the end of our episode. You can see, full strip down, from start to finish. Still a few bits to do. We've got to cut the chassis where the pedal shaft goes through. And also, I could dedicate an entire video to getting the steering idler out, but I don't really want to, so we'll probably just cut it out with an angle grinder since the chassis is scrap. But yeah. Chassis, engine, axles, all the other parts, bulkhead, steering box, all off. Next job is going to be getting the new chassis, axles, prop shafts, wheels, all go into the local shop glass man down the road, and then we'll start putting it all back together. Painting. We've had a word with the customer and they're having a think whether they're going to just buy a new bulkhead. Because although this one's salvageable, it's kind of a question of economics at the moment. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. See you soon.